Oh hey, can't do a funny intro this time, PizzaFace is already here, so I'll just explain this real quick. I'm not going for P ranks unlike last time because that took forever. A lot of people question why I even spent so long waiting the timer out in the last video. It was mostly due to me jamming to this bop literally every time. Wasting time, hero grind, do 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 do. The Noise's timeout song is pretty good too, but it isn't wait 5 minutes holding a grease ball good. I'll also be doing a video where PizzaFace chases me for the entire level in the future, since the only thing stopping me from doing that in the first video was not knowing how to set that up. John Gutter is the perfect level to showcase one of the main differences between the Noise and Peppino. The Noise can fall faster than Peppino with his tornado spin, whereas Peppino falling quickly requires the delay of preparing his body slam. This is generally a good thing, but the one downside is the Noise having to do a sick ollie after hitting the floor. Fortunately, his other difference of bouncing off of walls instead of climbing them gives him an easy angle to simply not use the tornado and make it to the ladder and out of the only slightly difficult room of the level. Pizzascape's difficult room from the first video also returns. This time, the ollie and not being able to climb stops us from exiting the door soon enough, and the pepperoni goblin also gets in the way. Both of these issues can be solved by using the Noise's up B before landing on the ground, which is cool because that move usually sucks. And to set all this up, you already know we're taunting for consistency. The Fortnite room is also tough again, and I promise some of the hard rooms will be different from the first video. The difficult part for the Noise is needing to land on the door that's too high up for him to quickly get to, since wall bounces keep us in the air for long enough for PizzaFace to catch up. For this, we'll use the better height gaining move, the Mini Noise Crusher, for the height gain, and we also have more control of the angle it follows, so we can land right where we need to immediately leave the room. The only reason I used his up B in the first room is because it doesn't keep us trapped in the animation for as long, but locks us into a worse angle and slower descent, which is only useful in a situation as cramped as that. I don't think I used it a single other time in the entire challenge except maybe by accident, whereas the Noise Crusher has another insane use I'm sure most people watching are aware of by now, that we'll soon see. The actual easiest level of the challenge is Oregano Desert. The only mildly challenging room is the same as last time, and the only reason it was challenging before is because I jumped for no reason, like some comments rightfully called me out for in the last video. Gnome Forest was made more complicated previously since we had to play as Gustavo and Brick. But for the Noise's campaign, we get help from the Noise instead. His moveset is pretty similar to the Noise, so we can just wall bounce instead of using a complicated strategy to clear the room. The Pig City also has the Noise section, which is easier this time around since he doesn't have to wait for Brick to come back to him to get through here. The Noise has a much easier time in Pizza Scare. With his tornado, this room isn't even worth the time to finish this sentence. I'm also not going for P ranks, though even if I were, the tornado would make maintaining a combo easier. You know how last time, to escape the room with a ton of robots that we need to dodge or kill, all while getting the cheese blocks to disappear and maintaining as much speed as possible? Yeah, this time you can just hold down as tornado goes brr. No, I can do a better tornado sound. Brrrr. Maybe I can't. That was a fresh top of my head, and I'm keeping it. Anyway, most of my deaths were either from the room before by forgetting to keep my transformation to take the shortcut, or in the last room where you've actually got to have some precise movement to avoid clipping into the wall and PizzaFace who's always a pixel away. Fastfood Saloon's difficult room is one of the few rooms where I prefer wall bouncing over climbing, since we're naturally closer to the other wall here, so with a couple of taunts to let PizzaFace catch up, the noise can easily make it out. Now that we've talked about which levels are easier, we're finally at levels that are unchanged. Golf was hard the first time because I had to figure out what to do in the ballroom before, but this time I can just watch this really cool video where someone beat this challenge with Peppino. Sounds like a pretty cool channel that you should subscribe to. Don't make a sound, more like don't make a change because it's easy. I could Freddy 5 times all times I want to and I still wouldn't be that difficult. Crust Cove, more like easy. Sorry, I wanted to make a new joke here, but I couldn't think of anything. Again, sorry. Honestly, I was gonna make a joke where I pronounced this level's name perfectly, since last time I did the thing where I didn't pronounce it well, but I've been trying. I took like 10 takes and I can't, so we're just calling it this level again. So I don't think this level actually changes. However, now instead of being stupid and making a right after leaving the portal, I kept dying in the tall room because of poor movement. I think this is partially due to the noise being a little slower than Peppino, and me being a little slower than the average person. Oh wow, what a surprise. The two difficult rooms are the same as Peppino's. I don't know what it is about this part, but I found it more difficult to line up the jetpack to skip this section. But the plan I wanted to work with Peppino actually works perfectly for the noise, as he can bait PizzaFace up to the corner and fall down to run under PizzaFace and jetpack from there. Then he needs to do a bounce off of a specific part of the wall, using the last clock as a visual cue so he can arc the bounce under the ceiling and land on the next platform to jetpack out of there. In the next room, bait PizzaFace to the corner again before advancing so he doesn't intercept you. Bloodsauce Dungeon is the first level I found actually difficult, mostly due to me doing the entire first floor of the tower before the others, and this being the first level I had to better understand some of the lesser but still important intricacies of the noise's movement. The most important one is that you don't actually have to build up speed to use his jetpack. I thought for a while I would have to chain together his wall bounces and mini noise crusher to replace climbing high distances in areas where you can't build speed quickly, but nope. Please tell me I'm not the only person who thought you needed more speed to use this jetpack. I will accept lying about it in the comments to make me feel better. There are multiple rooms designed around climbing, so we're just gonna have to get really good at wall bouncing and dashing into other walls, which I promise is harder than it looks when PizzaFace is right next to you. I think it's because I wasn't as used to knowing exactly how high the bounce was going to be when I needed to dash, leading to a lot of timeouts. The last two rooms before the door are both terrible for the noise. One of them has two lava pits we have to cross, and the first one is in a spot that I keep falling into while trying to dash over it. While slamming my head into a brick wall over and over to figure out what to do, I found the best solution was to run into a brick wall. By just running and not jumping early, the noise bounces on his own since he ran into the wall from a slope. That is the perfect angle to just dash at the apex of the jump and easily clear the rest of the room. Is what I would say if there wasn't a pizza cutter in the way. I didn't have much of a plan for this, I just tried to dash out of the jetpack at the last second for the ideal way to avoid it while advancing the room, and if I bonked my head, hope it all works out anyway. And that was officially good enough for me. The last difficult room also has lava that gets in the way of an easy escape. Here, I did some precise wall bounces to land before it and jump over it to set up 3 consecutive jetpacks and finally leave the dungeon. Last time I didn't actually attempt war with PizzaFace chasing me, and that was because at the time I didn't know the command to summon him, as the timer running out in war immediately loses the level. And then later in the video I learned how to do that, but I got too lazy to go back with Peppino, don't worry about it. It's a long level, so I died to dumb mistakes a lot, but the worst rooms include the one with the first rocket transformation that you want to skip, and then jetpack up to skip the pizza soldier section as well. I also passed the other rocket transformation by holding down my jetpack to cancel my momentum and walk to the right as far as I can before walking in PizzaFace and dashing out to just make it to the platform. There's also the room with the cardboard tank that I just took the hit to get past. Whenever I tried something more eloquent, I just mess it up and let PizzaFace catch me, so sometimes the simple solution is the best. In these narrow hallways, make sure to hold your jetpack so PizzaFace gets closer to you before launching so he doesn't intercept the next one. The best way I've found to make sure he doesn't do so in the next room is to hold your jetpack and fall down the hole. Then launch yourself up and taunt on your way down, which should put him behind you again instead of in front. Bait him into the corner again. At this point, it's his fault for falling for the same trick a third time. After all, as the saying goes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times and your pizza's free. Funny Farm isn't nearly as bad as last time, though it gains a new difficult room. Most of why it's hard is because you're forced to use the Mort transformation. And while using that transformation, you can't run. At first, I thought this was stupid, but then I realized when you throw Mort, he kinda does this, and that's pretty cool, so it makes up for the no running thing. However, my favorite way to beat this room is to actually not have the Mort transformation. But how exactly do we do that? It's not like the noise can fly, yeah, it's pretty good. To do this, just use the mini noise crusher dash mini noise crusher dash mini noise crusher dash and so on for as long as you want. I felt very clever when I figured this out myself, then I got the outfit unlocked for doing that and felt much less clever. Anyway, now we can get our pizza free and make it to the previously most difficult room I beat last time. This time we can just wall bounce twice, tornado down once PizzaFace is close, and as you hit the ground, dash and hold down to go under him and keep holding it to easily escape. Flying is a pretty good superpower, but being able to fall down straight quickly instead of diagonally is unironically better. Deep Dish 9 has us take advantage of both of those things from Funny Farm again, but turned up to 9. Both of the noisiest difficult rooms here are due to his rocket transformation having a long animation where he eats the rocket, all while PizzaFace catches up, whereas Peppino just zooms with it really fast right away. So we're gonna have to skip the first room with it, and instead time some very precise mini noise crushers, and cancel their weird momentum at the perfect time to dash under the overhang, but over the portals. Timing this too early has you run into the wall, but too late sends you back to the start, with PizzaFace now in a spot where he'll almost certainly reach you before you get another try. The next room also has a rocket we have to skip. Last time, it gave Peppino enough speed to reach Mach 4, thanks to everyone who commented about me getting the Mach speeds wrong in the last video. The wiki kept changing what the Mach numbers were when I recorded the first video, so I just picked one, and it was the wrong one. Whoops. With that speed, Peppino was able to jump all the way to the second anti-gravitational olive close enough to the door to reach it before PizzaFace phases to you. Without that speed, the noise can't quite reach that, so instead he'll bait PizzaFace into the corner to quickly drop down and dash under him, so the first olive is olive we need. Oh wow, Wasteyard is easier than oh no this time. Don't worry, we're not going too crazy, the same 2 rooms are difficult. I plan on revisiting Peppino's impossible rooms for my PizzaFace chases me the entire level video, but let's see how the noise fares against them. The first room is easier with the noise than with Peppino, which I now know is possible thanks to comments and videos. Something about this room makes my hands feel stupid where I just can't do the right inputs, so I found the most convoluted way to do it. I baited PizzaFace into the top right corner and tornado spin down and dash out of it so I can use some advanced tech I found out from stream chat called wall boosting. Wall boosting is performed by letting go of run while jumping at a wall while in Mach 3, and then pressing the opposite direction of the wall, dash, and down all at once. This makes the noise move much faster with the tornado spin. But doing that twice in a row is hard, especially in a confined space, so I bounce out of the tornado to bait PizzaFace upwards and slide under him. We have enough distance to do something similar again and clear the room. Then we've got the Ghost Transformation room. This transformation has a huge change from Peppino's. Ghost Peppino gains more speed from eating ghost peppers, but the noise gains a burst dash. You need to get the transformation as soon as possible so you can turn around and fly through the grate. Then pick up the first ghost pepper. From here we'll need to do some precise dashes to have a chance to get through the start of the room, which is the only thing stopping us from completing it. Bait PizzaFace into, you guessed it, the corner, and dash upwards right before he catches you. I haven't said this enough, but thank John for PizzaFace's janky hitbox. We'll need to dash sideways, then diagonally down, diagonally up, then refrain from dashing for a while as it will hit us into a wall close enough for PizzaFace to catch us. Wait before dashing to the right. We're not quite free yet, as John also made dashing after changing directions extremely janky as well. I think for some reason you need to be going a certain direction for a while before your dash becomes a straight one instead of a diagonal one here, so I think you have to do 2 diagonally down right dashes to break free, and from there the rest of the room is easy. On Nuts just has one difficult room that stands between the noise and total victory. Except Crumbling Tower Pizza, but I'll do that next time. Of course, it's the same as with Peppino, where all we need to do is take a pipe to the other side of the room. The noise moves through pipes faster and more consistently passes under PizzaFace when the pipe takes a left, but the animation for exiting just takes too long again, unfortunately. I meant to make this part more dramatic, but I'm sad, so I didn't. And that was the original ending of the video, but I didn't like it, so this is where I actually learned to use wall boosting first. Only problem is that you fall right back down instead of moving horizontally. I solved this by running into the wall and landing on the upper platform so the bounce would allow me to boost. This is so precise that it took me countless attempts to finally perform. Oh my god, yes! No! After all that, I still couldn't beat this room. But I know someone who can. Huge shout out to Gengar Animations, who has been doing entire levels with PizzaFace chasing them, which I haven't watched yet since I want to try that myself without getting spoiled, but they're probably great videos. They also do other challenges, and if you like my videos, you'll definitely like theirs. So check some out after this video ends soon, and hey, maybe even subscribe to Gengar Animations if you like the videos. Here's Gengar Animations' attempt at this room. So first of all, I did not know you could woost off of the jetpack, and instead of butchering the explanation, I'll just read the description. Thanks to Snackki Was Taken's testing, the infamous Oh No room is now possible to beat as the noise. The setup involves an incredibly precise woost off the left wall to gain as much distance between PizzaFace as possible. You have to hit exactly 22 speed from it, as 21 or lower wouldn't make it in time and 23 speed would have the noise not reach the ledge. Thanks again Gengar Animations and Snackki Was Taken, who also has a channel, for finding the strategy, performing it, and letting me use your footage. Thanks for watching. Like I said in the video, I plan on doing a challenge where PizzaFace chases me for the entire level, and seeing which rooms the noise and Peppino can beat under this modifier. I'll probably go for P ranks there because they're funny, and try fighting bosses with PizzaFace spawn, and maybe more, I don't know. So subscribe if you don't want to miss it.